All right, ladies and gentlemen, good, excuse me, Thursday afternoon. Again, usually not a Thursday afternoon or Thursday anything here at TOPGUN Options, but you all are special, and um, I am knocking it out for you. Full throttle as of me jumping on the air. You got 4 annual memberships left. That's it. We're going to fill those up probably in this brief, and then we're done. No more full throttle. So technically we're done with full throttle, and we're going to do a solo Amazon brief this afternoon. 4 annual memberships remain. Let me go show you the pay. Well, let me do this first. If you had joined already, you would potentially be up $6,700 this week. That's 2 years of your full throttle membership paid for and an annual membership in solo Amazon. Why? Folks, I just shot a 45-minute bear call spread right here, posted in the Hunters, sent out via trade alert, sold the bear call spread, and then out 55%, $1,100, 45 minutes. Mo, welcome aboard. Mo joined. And he's like, hey, I'm gonna start paper trading and learning. Boom. Well, let's go take a look at that trade. If you're still in it from when I sent it out, what's the market at right now? Here's today's orders. It's at 25 cents, folks. I shot that trade at $1.40. I got out for 55% profit at 60 cents. If you're still in it, you are up, what's that? $1,700. That's a 75% profit with this bear call spread, folks. Again, I don't know what else I can do. If you haven't joined by now, I'm kind of worried about your trading stability. So there you go. Shot that bear call spread right there when I saw the opportunity, and the market imploded. This ain't hard, folks. This just isn't. It just isn't that hard to make money. Again, if I wasn't doing the solo Amazon brief this afternoon, I'd be at the beach. $1,100 gone. So again, men lie, trades don't. This is the last 3 days of my S&P 500 trading. We also looked at a bullish trade on SIBO. We also looked at a bullish trade on potentially Raytheon. Well, we did a Raytheon synthetic stock. So I've proven to you folks that with an incredibly volatile front month, we're sitting in the front month, March, you can also be putting on longer term bullish positions as well. Any questions, concerns, oh, by the ways, about your full throttle membership? 4 annual memberships left. Here is the link. I think my marketing team actually already shifted this replay page to the solo Amazon stuff, because we only have 4 and we're going to get 4, and it'll be removed from the web page here, and you can only get solo Amazon. So any questions on annual membership, monthly hunters? Chris, if you emailed support at TOPGUN Options, they should take care of you right away. Okay, this is what the member, excuse me, the member area looks like. This is the hunters. We have intel and commentary, where we post intel and commentary. And then obviously this is where I just posted that trade in the trade alerts thread. This is the Raytheon trade from yesterday, posted in the trade alerts thread. Here's me closing the bull put spread yesterday as part of that iron condor. There you go. All the trades are posted right in here, man. Okay. You have to be in the hunters to get the app alerts, right? What gets me access to the hunters? Right here, $29.95 for a year, or tried for a couple months at $4.97. Clearly, it's a better deal to do the annual. That's why we do an annual membership, right? So hunters to get the alerts via app is right there or right there. Okay. Any questions about that? $2.95 a month. You do not get the app alerts. You still get alerts via email, but those aren't timely. And you don't have access to this thread either on the phone or on the website here. Okay, you're not paying for it. So any other questions, concerns, oh, by the ways, before we start with our solo Amazon brief? Again, in closing, let me just go make sure I hit I'm pretty sure I did knock the cover off the ball because I'm awesome. My mission objectives for the week, because whenever a mission is complete, you go debrief. I did give you up-to-date and intelligence briefs. Hell, yesterday afternoon, we sat here and watched the Fed. So you're up to date with Ukraine, Israel, the Houthis and the blowfish. You know what Jerome, we're going to talk about Jerome Powell in a second here, but got an idea what's going on with some of the trade wars, and we'll debrief what Jerome said. So hit that mission objective clearly. Intel drives the markets, folks. I don't care if it's war, politics, or whatever. There used to be a time where people would be like, I don't care for your politics, just show me the trades. And I'd right click and throw them out and ban them. If you don't know or recognize that politics drives the markets, folks, the only thing that's been driving the market for the past 4 weeks has been Donald Trump in politics. We almost had a potential government shutdown. Can't believe it. That's how shrewd Chuck Schumer is. When that guy knows, like, holy shit, this time around, if we shut it down, we're going to get in trouble for it. Usually they don't, because the mainstream media backs them up. But this time, the guy actually is like, no, we have a 24% approval rating with Americans right now. Let's not shut down the government. So anyway, gave you some up-to-date intel briefs. By Thursday, today of this week, I said, you're going to know how to trade options. Okay. And you should know a little bit about trading options. And I absolutely knocked this one out of the park. How to turn panic into profit. Okay, I had a phone call with a guy today, like, hey man, the guy who I currently trade with is, long only or does wheels and covered calls, and we're getting wiped out in this volatile market. I'm like, well, life's tougher. It's even tougher if you're stupid. When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. I don't care which way the market's going, up, down, or sideways. I just care that it's going, and we make money. So we're done, man. Monday we did that. Tuesday we did that. Yesterday we did that. Today we're going to do solo Amazon, the only stock you need to own for the rest of your life. Now, if that doesn't sit well with you, that's because you've been lied to, right? By the diversification bandits, right? Oh, you have to diversify. Diversification is really important. If you're not doing that, you're doing it wrong. It's an absolute lie. And if you're sitting here going, well, Wiz, who would lie to me about diversifying? They've told me on day one I need to, right? Well, and this might be shocking news to you, but they're lying to you, right? Wall Street's lying to you, folks. I've been there. Some of these people would push their own mother in front of a bus for a buck, and it's gross, right? You've been told since day one of investing that you can't keep all your eggs in a single basket. That's an absolute lie. Depends on the basket, depends on the eggs. But you've been told this: diversify, 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 diversify. It's stupid and it's a lie. That guy's lying to you. A broker. Whenever you hear the word broker, whether it's yacht, house, aircraft, you name it, delete the word broker and insert the word commission. It's how they get paid, baby. Right? This guy, that guy, wanted you in and out of as many names as possible. Go watch The Wolf of Wall Street. Mrs. Smith, I have an unbelievable opportunity for you, right? If you just give me a little bit of your trust, I will make, wait, you got me into this other stock the other day. Dump that stock right now, Mrs. Smith. This is a new one. It's hot. They want you in and out of as many names as physically possible. It's an industry practice, technically illegal, but it's called churn. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. They make money off of commissions and you trading. And for all the clowns in the room that are about to type, Wiz, you're not so smart. I actually am. Well, I trade at Robinhood and I don't pay commission. You're an idiot. If you don't pay for something, you ain't the customer. You're the product, right? Ken Griffin and Steve Cohen are the customers at Robinhood. Do you not remember the whole Robinhood crash, and Ken Griffin and Stevie Cohen had to bail them out, and they were restricting retail traders from trading certain names and doing certain stuff. You ain't the customer. Anyway, diversification is a protection against ignorance. It makes very little sense for those who know what they're doing. That's an old man who's nice. I'm a fighter pilot and I am blunt and direct. Diversification is for stupid people. This is the only name you need to own for the rest of your life. Period. Why? It's diversified, folks. Well, first of all, let's look at some charts of Amazon before we go get long-term bullish on Amazon. Look at this. Anybody know what this is called? It's called a hockey stick. Amazon physically prints money. It's obscene the amount of money they make. Look at AWS, which is essentially Microsoft now, didn't even exist 10 years ago, or it started to exist. Annual revenue by segment. AWS is one of the largest drivers of Amazon's revenue, and it absolutely prints. Orman, welcome aboard, Max. There are 3 memberships left. Orman just joined Max. That's why my phone buzzed. Now, when you think of the cloud, what do you think of? Well, Microsoft, or no, Google, no, Apple, the cloud. I load my photos into the cloud. You'd be wrong if you said all of those names. The owner of the cloud is Amazon, and it's getting even bigger, folks. Amazon is the cloud. Now, I'm going to talk about politics. Let's get political for a second. Democrats, AOC, hate this slide. This is why they hate Amazon. Why? If you deleted the word Amazon up here and showed me this chart 30 years ago when I started trading and investing, and you said, Wiz, would you invest in this company? I'd look at this chart and say, oh my God, look at the sales. That's insane. Okay, well, whoa, a lot of sales, but free cash flow. Okay, let me keep going here. Oh my God, they barely make any profit. I would get bearish on this stock and short it into the dirt. And I would have had a brief investing career because I'd be broke. Why do Democrats hate this? Because, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Bezos is brilliant. Jeff Bezos doesn't know what the word dividend means, or doesn't know. If he makes $1, he said this since day one. If I make money at Amazon, that money is going right back into the company to buy a competitor, to put a competitor out of business, to build AWS, to do this, to do that, they don't make a profit. That's why Democrats are like, aha, we're gonna tax Amazon into the dirt. Well, I don't make any money, so suck on that. Isn't that awesome? Doesn't believe in dividends. He believes in whatever money we profit in Amazon, it goes right back into Amazon. This is why I call this stock the Death Star. It's literally taking over everything it touches, right? Well, Wiz, AI. If you invested in it, was I right? Let's go. Let me give myself another pat on the back here. I told you NVIDIA was going to get pounded into the dirt. I said, get bearish on this name. It's a has-been. Yeah. Wiz was right again. Let's take a look at a 2-year chart here. 1 year. Ladies and gentlemen, well, why am I? It's a one. Did it? No, it didn't. I'm not right yet. I said it's a $100 stock if you're lucky. Ooh, 105. I was $5 off. I don't think it's over yet for NVIDIA, by the way. People got wiped out. Seeing message boards and all sorts of stuff with people, man. NVIDIA is a $100 stock. All right, Wiz, you're talking about Amazon here. Why are you talking about NVIDIA? Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? If you want to invest in AI, it's Amazon. Amazon announces supercomputer, new server powered by what? Their own chips. Look at the subheadline. The company's mega cluster of chips for AI, Anthropic, will be among the world's largest, and its new giant server will lower the cost of AI as it seeks to build what? An alternative to NVIDIA, ladies and gentlemen. NVIDIA is a one-trick pony. Amazon is not. Let me give you this article in case you want to read it. Amazon has Amazon Air, Amazon Prime, Amazon Pharma. AWS, Amazon is in everything. If you're Jeff Bezos, there's the link to this article. If you're Jeff Bezos and you look at your monthly financials, why are we, look at all this money we're spending on like chips and NVIDIA and stuff like that. Okay, what do you want to do? Make our own for half the price and put NVIDIA out of business. You heard it here first. I'm going to get to this in a couple minutes. I told you that they would put other companies out of business, and they have. The same thing is going to happen in AI. Amazon is the name in AI. You might not like it because, well, Wiz, when I want a toothbrush in an hour and don't want to go to Walgreens, I can order it on Amazon. Think differently. Amazon is in absolutely everything, folks, not just I need a toothbrush in, an hour. Okay. So before we talk about sunshine lollipops and everything like that, I got to brief you on the threats. I'm a fighter pilot. I'm an options trader. What are the risks? If I just trade Amazon, what's the risk? Well, you ever hear of a small mom and pop company called Lehman Brothers? What about Bear Stearns? Jim Cramer knows Bear Stearns pretty well, doesn't he? The height of the financial crisis. You're an idiot if you don't, your money's safe at Bear Stearns, $70, it's a steal. 2 days later, it was at zero. Good call, Jim. How about pets.com or Enron? I could spend the rest of our time together going through the graveyard of stocks that have gone to zero. So what's the risk of trading one name, just Amazon? It can go to zero. Can it? Sure. Will it? It's physically impossible, and I'll tell you why in a second. But what's the common theme between just these four random examples I use? Goldman, Bear Stearns, Lehman, pets.com, Enron. They didn't own a thing. Enron didn't even own the building they were in. Pets.com owned a stinky sock and a URL. Lehman Brothers, Bear Stearns, they owned paper, counterparty, and they blew up. If you own things, technically you can't go to zero. I did consulting about a decade ago south of Miami International Airport, and it was like I've been on an aircraft carrier flight deck a little bit, and I thought that was chaos. This place was as big as an aircraft carrier and had robots and people and things zipping around. They own things. Years ago, when I flew for FedEx, hated it, left, went to American, 9/11, furloughed, Wall Street. There's my executive summary. But a buddy of mine called me about a decade ago or whenever it was. No, it's probably, my God, 15. Is it that long? Whenever. He went from flying the line, put on a coat and tie, and went to corporate. He became a suit. Dude, hey, Wiz, who's Jeff Bezos? I'm like, owns Amazon. Why? He's like, well, that's weird. I just heard from my buddy at GE Aircraft Leasing that he leased 5 airplanes. I'm like, he's going to do it. My buddy's like, what's he going to do? I'm like, put you out of business. Click. Well, guess who called him up a couple years ago and laughed and hung up on him? Me. Look at the dates on these headlines. September 2021. Amazon is now shipping cargo for outside customers to compete with FedEx and UPS. Whoa. 2 months later, Amazon is poised to pass UPS and FedEx 2022. And a headline about a year and a half ago, the biggest delivery business is no longer UPS or FedEx, it's Amazon. Look at the headline. Amazon is eclipsing both carriers and the gap is growing. Why would you invest in FedEx or UPS when which aren't diversified and not Amazon? Amazon, remember Fred Smith? He was a Marine in Vietnam. He went to Harvard or whatever it was, and he got a C+ on his thesis for FedEx. The professor, right? Those who can't teach. Interesting concept. It'll never work. Getting packages delivered in 24 hours. C+. Idiot. Fred Smith has that like framed in his office in Memphis. It'll never work. 24 hours? What are you talking about 24 hours, Wiz? I can order deodorant today and it'll be at my door with a drone. Yeah, exactly. So I told my members years ago, pound CVS and Walgreens into the dirt. CVS laying off 5,000 employees. Why? Amazon. Walgreens closing. Boom, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, I told my members to pound these into the dirt. Why would you go and have to go ask for help because everything's locked behind glass? No, thank you. Unbelievable. CVS is gone. Walgreens is gone. Unbelievable. Oh, what's Trump on the screen for? Political risk. I'm old enough to remember Trump the first. Grabbed his cell phone, first year of his first presidency. Jeff Bezos, Amazon, big monopoly, unbelievable. Somebody needs to close it. What happened? Holy shit. The president of the United States is tweeting that we're a monopoly. Stock went down. Then what did it do? It ripped higher for 4 years. Why? Because nothing happened. Last year of his presidency, which I don't think he knew was his last year of that presidency, grabbed his cell phone again. Jeff Bezos, Washington Post, monopoly, unbelievable, closed both of them. Stock went up that day and never looked back. So yeah, there is political risk. And you know, look at these headlines, DOJ, FTC, whatever. Folks, I'm old enough to remember Standard Oil, Microsoft, IBM, all sorts of stuff, folks. And if Uncle Sam they're looking at Google right now. I think we're on a year right now. Between 5, 10, 15 years by the time the government says, we're looking at you hard as a monopoly, until they finally say, you know what, here is our ruling. Last time I checked, Jeff Bezos, depending on the price of Tesla stock, which is in the toilet, is the richest or one of the richest men in the world. I'm fairly certain he might have 1 or 2 attorneys on retainer to fight this type of thing. Here's what I'm getting at, though, because I'm talking about threats to just trading Amazon. Amazon right now is Mercury. If they tried to smash Amazon, they'd break it up into little monopolies. If they broke up Amazon, I'd buy every name it breaks up into. Amazon Prime is bigger than Netflix. Amazon Air is bigger than FedEx and UPS. AWS is essentially Microsoft. I would buy all the names that they broke it up into, but they're not going to do that. So you just buy Amazon, period. Okay. So, you know, so those are the risks, right? What are the benefits, man? You trade the same name and you're going to profit no matter which direction Amazon moves, up, down, or sideways. I've showed you this week, you can make money as something goes down. I just shot a bear call spread on the S&P 500 and in 45 minutes made $1,100. So you can make money up, down, or sideways. You stay focused on Amazon instead of a bunch of different names, you become an expert, okay? If you are just trading one name. Now, you see this cockpit of this F4 Phantom? It's an analogy. A doctor buddy of mine, orthopedic surgeon, when I moved here to Boca, I helped him out with his trading. How? He was in 33 positions. I didn't know if that's physically possible, but it is. Wiz, I have office hours. I'm on my cell phone in between. No wonder you doctors are late for the next appointment. He was in the hallway looking at his cell phone. Wiz, I need help. I'm like, oh my God. When he showed me his brokerage portfolio, I'm like, what is this? I'm like, dude, I do this for a living, and 5 names is too many. Well, this is a pot stock, I think. I'm like, did you just say, I think this is a pot stock? This one's a surgical stock. It's down 50%. My idiot buddy got me into it. When it comes back to where I bought it, I'll dump it. I'm like, Doc, do you know anything about math? It's down 50%. Okay. What's it got to do from the down 50 to get back to where I'm like, dude, sell, get out of everything today. Get into Amazon. He sends me a Christmas card every year with a nice donation to the foundation. I helped save and change his life in the trading world, folks. Simplify your trading cockpit, okay? It's a no-brainer. Speaking of Jim Cramer, I love making fun of this guy. This is a screenshot from the end or October of last year. This is a God moment that they used the number 33 because that was my buddy. Look at my recordings from 10 years ago when I launched this service. It's Doc Greenberg. Here's a rapid fire update on what? All 33 portfolio stocks with 2 new positions. Could you imagine paying for Jim Cramer's investment club where he throws 35 names at you? My kids or a bunch of monkeys, not calling my kids monkeys, but if you took a room full of monkeys with darts and they threw darts at the Wall Street Journal pages, they could do better than Jim Cramer. This is insane. Do not trade And I'm telling you, folks, I've been helping people trade for 3 decades, trading my own money, the firm's money, helping people. If you, unless you're chained to your desk for 12 hours a day, as a retail trader, 3 to 5 names is it. Period, folks. I'm not kidding, man. We had our research desk at Peak Six Investments, 25 analysts. It's a big desk. It was a big desk. It was like the size of the trading floor. You know how many times I'd walk over to talk to an analyst who their job is to know senior analyst 3 to 5 names, junior analyst 1 to 2 names. You know how many times I'd walk over that desk and be like, ha, you're supposed to be covering stock ABC, right? Yeah. Just see what happened to stock ABC. Yeah. Isn't that your job to know everything about this name? So folks, if professionals whose only job it is to eat, breathe, and sleep a name for 24/7 can get shit wrong, please tell me as a retail trader you have 10, 15, 20 names and you're doing it great. If you are, send me your resume. Most likely you are not. Look at the S&P 500, burn baby burn. Shot that bear call spread right here. Now you're looking at max. And folks, I'm going to teach you this stuff, folks, how to trade S&P. It does, these $25 lines are magnets. I told you we'd go down to 56.75. Once we failed here, the next stop was 56.50 easily. This is easy, folks. This is $6,700 this week in trading. All right. That's SPX. Let's talk about Amazon, ladies and gentlemen. Amazon is getting its ass handed to it, which is what? A gift. As if you're new to TGO, welcome aboard. But ladies and gentlemen, I pound my members into the dirt to remind them you should never, absolutely never, and I can say this speaking like that, be 100% invested in the market. If you did not have some spare kindling or firewood or gunpowder, whatever the analogy, to buy Amazon even cheaper, you're an idiot. And hopefully you use this huge pullback in Amazon to learn. Because folks, I mean, one of my synthetic stock positions is up here at like 225. Am I worried? No, because I go in and I bought more Amazon. If I liked Amazon at 230, 225, how do I feel about it at 190? Oh my God, I'm in love with it. Precisely. Ladies and gentlemen, Amazon moves up and to the right. Okay, this was a monster run. This was Q2 earnings last year. It went from 190 to 150. Okay, 40-point drop. Sound familiar? What happened down here? I told my solo Amazon members, sell your wife and kids, mortgage the house, buy Amazon with everything you have. It went from 150 to essentially 250. You made $100 the last time I said, sell the wife and kids, mortgage the house. This was an obscene amount of money made in Amazon. Okay, now look at us, down from 245 to about 190-ish, or I think we're at 200 right now. Let's just say 40. $40 decline, $100 rally. $40 decline, it's going to zero. Okay, if you think it's going to get zero, sell the wife and kids, mortgage the house, get bearish on it, buy puts. I will be on the other side of your trade. Now, what did I tell you? These moving averages are trench warfare, violence in between the moving averages. Now we're trying to settle here right around the 200-day, which the 200-day is at 200. That's easy to remember. So the dust is starting to settle in Amazon, and it is time to buy it with both hands. So if you're a current member, I've told you that to add to your existing synthetic stock position or to add a new one. For all the free folks that are in here, for my folks who are interested in solo Amazon, I'm going to rip through a synthetic stock. Remember, when you join, you need to go watch your options weapon school training. I do not do training in these briefs. The training are in options weapons school. So this is why I can rip through synthetic stock, because you already came to this brief prepared. Wiz, I watched the synthetic stock training about 3 or 4 times, man. I got a little bit out of it each time, precisely. That's why in the live trade briefs, I can just trade and say, all right, now we're going to do synthetic stock. So people aren't sitting here asking me 20 questions. So let's rip. Synthetic stock. If I were joining Solo Amazon today, which just about everybody should, unless you're already in it, I do synthetic stock at the 195 strike, right? I would sell the 195 put, one. I would buy the 195 call. Now, you know what? Let me just step through this real quick, because some people, I know one of my partners emailed and they're just coming for Solo Amazon. Let's just do this real quick. Wiz, you're right. I love Amazon. It prints money. It's the Death Star. I want to get bullish. If you don't know anything about options, what do? Well, I'm going to buy 100 shares of Amazon. Okay. Why? I just told you it doesn't give a dividend, and it's, you know, your 100 shares, Jeff Bezos owns a quadrillion. He's probably got some more voting rights than you do. But regardless of those two things, do you have $19,500 to buy 100 shares of Amazon? God, no. Okay. Remember 19,500. Okay. Why? Because watch what I'm going to do. We sell this put. We buy this at the money call, 195. Right there. Well, let me just buy the call first. Well, Wiz, I heard from you this week that if I buy a single option contract, I control 100 shares of stock. And you'd be right. Learning has occurred. So instead of $19,500, $5,200. Wiz, you just saved me $14,000. You're welcome. Okay. So saved you 14 grand. Okay. If you bought a single Dees 27 195 call, $5,200. I'm going to do you even better than that. Add option, sell the at the money put. Remember, buying a put. I think it's going to implode. Selling the put, it ain't going to implode. It's going to go up. On your screen is a tactic called synthetic stock. $2,000. Would you rather spend $19,500 to buy 100 shares? Would you rather spend $5,200 buying a single Amazon options contract? Or would you rather do synthetic stock for $2 grand? You have to type the answer, because you're an idiot if you want to spend $19,500. Ladies and gentlemen, on your screen is a tactic called synthetic stock. It's just like you own the stock, except you're using options. What's the catch, Wiz? Well, you don't own the shares, so you don't get the two things I told you I don't care about. You don't own the shares, so you don't get the vote. Jeff Bezos and his ex-wife own a hell of a lot more shares than you. Your shareholder vote means nothing. You also don't get a dividend. What did I say 20 minutes ago? Jeff Bezos doesn't know what the word dividend means. He's like, that's stupid. If we make money at Amazon, we're putting it back into being a bigger Death Star. Why would we have a dividend? So you don't get to two things that don't matter. So would you rather spend 19.5 one more time or $2 grand? Now, the smart people in this room immediately looked at what? Whoa, I'm risking 21,000 bucks. Hey, Chief, what were you risking if you bought 100 shares? What's the risk? Amazon goes to zero. Precisely. So whether you're long the stock or doing synthetic stock, you have the same risk, baby. But I'm going to fix it. But let's stay here for a second. What's the probability of Amazon going to zero in the next 2.5 years? 0.000001. The odds of getting eaten by a golden retriever are never zero. They're infinitesimal, but they're never zero. The odds of Amazon going to zero in 2.5 years is never zero, but it's insanely low, right? But I can't call E-Trade and go, hey, risk department, don't margin me as if, I need $5 grand in my account. Remember, and I don't know your margin rules. you don't need the full 21 grand in your account. Based on what is it? You probably need about 4 or 6 grand. I forget what it is in your account. But I'm going to make it even lower by doing what I call adding a disaster put. I'm going to buy a put 20% under the current stock price. What's that, 160? That should be an easy one. Why 20%? That's me, baby. What's a disaster for me? Well, if Amazon goes down 20%, that would kind of suck, right? So I'm going to buy a single DEES 27 put. That's my disaster. That's my protection. So now instead of risking, well, whatever it was, 21 grand, look at this. Now I'm only risking 7. And if you're trading on margin, that's probably, you need 2 grand in your account. So ladies and gentlemen, I just showed you how to get 100 shares of Amazon for 2 grand. Okay. And have protection on, or actually not 2 grand. The price just went up a little bit, right? Why? Why'd the price go up, Wiz? I just bought that put, man. I just bought some insurance. So it reduced my margin requirement with my broker, but I have to pay a little bit more, right? Again, would you rather spend 19 grand, 5 grand, or 3,600 bucks? And oh, by the way, if you're trading on margin, like I said, it probably ain't 3,600 bucks. It's whatever, couple grand. Isn't this awesome? Synthetic stock. Now what are we going to do? I'm going to help pay this off because I'm cheap. I'm going to sell a call against this position out to Friday. I'm going to put a little lid on it. What do we have? Is there a 197.5 out to Friday? I do that one. I would sell the 197.5 call out to Friday. That brings, remember, whenever you sell something, you bring a little bit of money in. This is a synthetic stock with a protected put. So folks, I will pay this trade off in a couple months, 3, 4, 5 months, just selling weekly short calls against it every week. Would you really do it every week? No. When would you do it? Well, if Amazon's on a tear. When we were in the brief yesterday, I said what? No, I'm not doing a sniper. When something's on a tear, either join it, yay, I'm going to get bullish, or get out of the way. So folks, if Amazon starts ripping, don't sell a weekly short call. Put your boots up on the desk, smoke your cigar, and say, I'm enjoying my profits. As Amazon either stops a tear and kind of goes up a little bit, or levels out, sell the calls. I'll teach you all this stuff in your training. Let me grab screenshots. And I've actually done too much training in here. I would have gone a lot quicker if this was a regular member brief, because you should know what you're doing after doing your options weapon school training. Okay. Now, I didn't rip through that. I could have gone a lot faster, but I know people are still kind of hanging like, oh man, I don't know what's going on with this stuff. Okay. Any questions? Technically, I shouldn't take questions, but since I'm going to go post this to my members, I will take questions. Any questions as I'm posting this stuff? So if you just joined Solo Amazon, check this out. You have your own thread too. Okay. New Amazon, June, was it June? Yeah, June 27 synthetic stock. Okay. At everyone, how many people are in here? Over here, you can see that there are 571 members. So about 571 members are about to get a trade alert on Amazon. Okay. Everyone, let me grab a screenshot of these trades. And then I post them in the hunters, or no, I don't, only in lifetime, because some hunters aren't in Solo Amazon. I caught myself there. All right, so let me post that screenshot, and I'll post that screenshot. Okay. So right now, 571 Solo Amazon members are about to get a trade alert. And this, folks, is where you can come. You see this intel and commentary thread? You can ask questions of me. I post stuff in here as well, but here's the Amazon trade alerts thread that you get access to. Okay. Any questions on this? Let me go give this to the hunters as well. Go back over here to the hunters thread. There's my bear call spread from today, that printed money. New Amazon, June 27th synthetic stock. I'll still at the hunters end up getting double alerts because some of them are in there in the solo service, but some aren't. So, or no, I'm doing this wrong. Cancel. You just slow down, Wiz. You don't post these in the hunters because some hunters are not in solo Amazon. If they are, they got it. But lifetime members are in everything, so they get it. New Amazon. There we go. Now I got my mind right. I don't post it in the hunters because some hunters aren't in solo Amazon. Thank you, Wiz. Yes. Now I'm straight. This position is for new members who don't have existing SIN stock. If you do, just sell the short calls out to Friday. Boom. Awesome, Danny. Good call, man. All right, so I think the next move would actually be up to 203 here. I might look at a trade a couple weeks out. Why a couple weeks out? Well, let's take a look at some operational stuff here. The Fed, it's really interesting because when I look at the I watched the press conference since I didn't get to listen to it since we were in our brief. Wasn't super dovish, but I think the market liked the fact that the dot plot still shows 2 rate cuts this year, right? The black line is the current projections, the December and September projections here. So I think a lot of people took that there's a Fed put underneath this market. Like if things get really bad, Jerome's going to jump in and save capitalism. It ain't capitalism, folks, if Jerome has to jump in and save it. Whether it's the financial crisis or the COVID scandemic, I'm a let it burn. I'm a let it burn guy. Otherwise, you're playing favorites. I wish my company was too big to fail, right? Remember the financial crisis? Oh, well, AIG is too big to fail. Fuck that. How dare you? So my buddy's restaurant in Fort Lauderdale that failed in COVID, it infuriated me. So I you know, price is price. What do I mean by that? The S&P 500 price right now is what it is, Wiz. If the market's not doing what I think it should be doing, I'm wrong, not the market. But usually after these Fed meetings, it takes a day or two to things to settle and for things to seep in. If you listen to that, he wasn't too dovish, man. You know, we now have inflation coming from an exogenous source, Trump, but the underlying inflationary picture is, kind of stable. It was a lot of porridge. It was a lot of not too hot, not too cold. He was trying to be tepid, but he absolutely threw Trump under the bus. Well, these uncertainty around trade, it's definitely going to cause inflation. So the Fed is already pointing at Trump for what they're getting wrong. What did Trump do? Grabbed his cell phone and started blasting Jerome Powell. So the Fed would be much better cutting rates as tariffs start to transition, ease their way into the economy, do the right thing. April 2nd is Liberation Day in America. So why am I talking like this? Because I was starting to feel a little bullish on Amazon that, hey, I think we might, because look down here, folks, we got a MACD crossing. What did I tell you? You can chart every one of these MACD crossings to a move in the stock down here. It's a little bit of a lag, and there are times where it's gotten skinny and then it continues what it was doing. Here's what I'm rambling about. Donald, read The Art of the Deal. When you see April 2nd is Liberation Day in America, folks, it's around the corner, man. My boy Jack lands, he's on the red eye from Boulder tonight for spring break. Midnight, lands at 6 a.m. That's two, I think he goes back to school right around then. We're at 2 weeks, okay? Art of the deal, Trump doesn't tend to blink first. So let's ignore Amazon for a second. Let's go back to SPX. If April 2nd, and we're going to know before April 2nd, right? April 1st, haha. Why the pause? Because if Trump, we're going to the merge with our tariffs here, folks. If he proceeds forward on April 2nd with trillions in tariffs, potentially, this will happen. This little relief rally, this is an oversold bounce right now, in my opinion, right? That was way too much. We bounced, this is the 200-day on our screen. The 300-day was right there. We bounced off the 300-day and we're trying to get up to this 200-day right there. Okay. But if you haven't heard this term in trading, I'm laying it on you right now. This is called a dead cat bounce. And we could see a horrific slam lower. Not horrific for me, because I'm not going to do it today because I'm done with giving out free shit for the week. We will have bearish double vertical protection on. Okay. As of today, I'm like 17-1 with my SPX trades for the past 2.5 months. We will put on a bearish double vertical that will print filthy money. Okay. But we will also, it's called dogfighting, we will have dueling trades on potentially. What if he blinks? He ain't going to admit that he blinked. He'll call it the best negotiation ever, but we might get that, okay, we're out of the woods. We will be out of the woods eventually. Trump, we're not going to have the next 3 years and 10 months of trade wars. I guarantee you. He did it the first time, folks. This ain't hard. I'm old enough to remember he had 3 Chinese dudes in the White House for a signing ceremony. China blinked. And Trump, instead of like getting up on stage and signing the agreement with those 3 dudes, they didn't even have a chair. Trump stood at the podium and went around the room. Oh, look, the Boeing CEO's here. Did great things for Boeing. Boeing loves me, love Boeing. Ken Griffin from Kenny, stand up. He went around the room for an hour taking a victory lap. Trump likes that type of stuff. So I get it. It's Trump the second one. He might not care too much about that stuff. Yeah, he does not want Uber trade wars for 3 years. Why am I rambling about this? Because we will have a turn and we will do a tactic called a bullish double vertical. Okay. So again, I don't care which way the market's going, up, down, or sideways, as long as it's going. So back to Amazon. We're probably going to hover, waiting for April 2nd. So if anything, 190, 195, we're kind of doing the heart rate monitor thing. Let's go. We bring up a six-month chart. And this might even be wide iron condor time, a 190 to 200 iron condor for the next couple weeks. Because look at this, we're up, down, up, down, up, down. Isn't this awesome? That's exactly what an iron condor is designed for. Up, down, but staying in a range, in a football field. Okay. So let's go look at Amazon. I don't like forcing trades, but I like talking about them and feeling out if I want to do something. So let's take a look here. Agreed, Rick. Absolutely. Yep. When's April 2nd? It's a Wednesday. If you go out to April 4th, that's that Friday. Wednesday's the 2nd. Let's just look at the at the money straddle real quick. It's about 10.5 bucks. Let's see if I'm close. And again, I'm cruising because I'm assuming you already did your options weapons school training. If you didn't, look at that, 10.5 bucks, 10.45, folks. It's like I do this for a living. So right now, look at that. That's perfect. The options market is pricing in with a 62% degree of probability that Amazon stays above 184 and below 205. Okay, so we could do a nice wide iron condor on Amazon, and it can run around in here the whole time. I showed you an iron condor in what was supposed to be our solo Amazon brief on Monday, but during the full throttle weeks, I boot it to the end. So I traded an S&P 500 iron condor this week. We got out of the bull put spread when it went up. We got out of the bear call spread when it went down, right? We don't treat an iron condor as an iron condor. We treat it as two individual spreads. So right now, and then we could leg into an iron condor. You don't have to put the whole thing on at one time. With Amazon kind of being down, let's go take a look. I would look at the bull put spread side of it first. Okay, so let's go take a look out at like the 187.5. Let's see if there's premium in that 187.5. I would do this spread first. Let's take a look at the, oh, I love this trade. Look at the risk to reward. It's above my 1 to 0.25. You're risking 192 to make 58. It's a high probability trade. Look at that, 73% probability of making your max profit, 75% probability of breaking even. Not a bad looking trade. And that would be that's below short-term resistance. I mean, we didn't even get down, thank God, down here to one. There's the bottom, 187.5. If you want, I tend to, in my live trade briefs, show you two trades. What do I mean by that? For the conservative folks in the room, I like covering the conservative trade. This would be a little bit more conservative. But 190, looking at the chart, a little bit more aggressive. If you did the 190, 187.5 bull put spread, the risk to reward is 1 to 0.41, and you're risking 177 to make 73. A little bit of a lower probability, but you're still at 66% probability of the max profit. Okay, so one more time. How much time do I have left? I want to keep this on time. This would be the aggressive bull put spread as we leg into an Amazon iron condor. This would be the aggressive bull put spread. Remember, you're looking at me in a window that's got a little camera icon at the top. Okay. If you're going to join Solo Amazon, you're going to get all this stuff. We're going to keep talking about this iron condor. But if you're cheap and you're not joining today, this is it for you. So take a screenshot of that. And then this one would be a little bit more conservative iron condor based on risk. Okay. I'll cover the potential bear call spread side of this, the roof of the iron condor, when we meet Monday. Remember, Solo Amazon is every Monday at 10 a.m. Okay. All right. I want to keep us on time. Solo Amazon, folks, it ain't part of Full Throttle. If you join Full Throttle and you like Solo Amazon, it's separate. You gotta join Solo Amazon. If you didn't join Full Throttle, and that was it. So we're probably at 2. So Osman and Debbie. So now we are at 2 Full Throttle memberships left. So if you don't get one of those 2, this is it for you. You got to join Solo Amazon. It's 97 bucks a month, but I give you 2 months included if you do an annual. So technically, the annuals, not technically, The annual is a better price. So let me give you the link to do this. Another reminder, it is not part of Full Throttle. It's its own standalone service. So trade groups, solo Amazon, $97 a month, or do the annual today, man. I made an annual with a sniper shot today. I made $1,100 in one S&P 500 trade in 45 minutes. So if you had done that trade, if you had joined yesterday, Full Throttle, you would have gotten an $1,100 trade today. You're welcome. Stan, is this chat read? I just read it, Stan. What's your question? So yes, I'm reading. And remember, folks, when you join, you'll see Monday in Solo Amazon, we're in GoToTraining, so you all can see each other's chat. I can't stand being in GoToWebinar. We have to be in here if there's more than 200 people. Under 200, this is why we limit the size of our live trading rooms, because we're in GoToTraining on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. You're going to see everybody and chat with each other and chat with me. But in the big ones, we don't have that. So. Okay, Jason, you know what? Let me grab a screenshot of that. Stan, you joined, but no OWS access. What did you join? You need to tell me what you joined. But Jason, they'll get to you, man. When we do Full Throttle, they're usually pretty busy. We get slammed in customer support when people are during our Full Throttles. They will. You are included. I added you to my count that, hey, I want to do an annual, not the monthly or whatever you're doing. So you're on my list, so you're okay. Let me email support right now and send them this. I'll instantaneous customer service. I'm doing this right now for you. All right, so Stan, no, you do not get access to Options Weapon School automatically. It is an upsell. Solo Amazon is $97 a month. But to do the Options Weapon School, when you check out of Solo Amazon for $97, it'll say, hey, do you want, let me get to that in a second, but if you want OWS, it's $297. Yep. Parmar made 200 grand in Amazon on 20 call contracts. Kevin, current member, he's in lifetime. Amazon, I was late to enter, but I'm up 200%. Paid 8 grand, 24 grand. Diane, 70,000 with one contract. Scott, hey Wiz, 20 grand in this week. I have never been there. Patience, persistence, thanks TGO. Dennis, update on my Amazon June expiration. It's no longer up 100 grand on one contract. It's up 127 on one contract. My. Wiz, I can't attend solo every Monday at 10 a.m. Well, guess what? 80% of our members can't, but they get the app alerts that I just showed you. I just demonstrated to you the solo Amazon apps. And then obviously after the member briefs, the replays posted about 30 minutes after. It takes about that long for me to render it. Chris, I'm so geeked. I've been a subscriber for 3 years, and this is the first time I've been able to attend live. I only know you from the replays, okay? Today, you get your manuals, okay? If you're joining solo Amazon, it's $97 a month. These are $197. They're included. So let me help you with the math. You just made $100. If you tried to buy these out of pocket, it's $197. Holy shit, David. Wow. I am going to share with you David's case study there. Whoa, that is fantastic. Everybody look at what David just wrote. I've made millionaires here at TOPGUN Options. David, I've made over $800,000 in Amazon in the last 5 years. David's been here for a while. Great American. So folks, this ain't hard. I'm reminding you, okay? So your manuals are included. So if you join Solo Amazon today, you get access to the brief every Monday at 10 a.m. You get the app and email alerts. I still send out an email after the brief for old people who don't like apps. 3 skill-based manuals, and you get access to that ready room that I just showed you. You can ask me questions. I get an alert anytime somebody posts in the ready room, like, hey, Wiz, I have a question. I'll go in there and answer it if I'm not super busy. Okay. More case studies. I don't need to show you people printing money. It's only 97 bucks a month or 970 for a year. Okay. So here's to Stan. Make sure you get the OWS training. If you already bought your solo membership and you didn't take the upsell that says, hey, do you want access to Options Weapons School? Just shoot support an email, support@topgunoptions.com. Okay. Support@topgunoptions.com. Hey, I only bought solo 97 a month. I didn't take the Options Weapons School. They'll hook you up. They'll just charge you the 297. Okay. Options Weapons School is a must, folks. You gotta do these sessions, man. Do it over this weekend. Say, I am going to knock out. You can do it. You can do it in a day, but I mean, you pace yourself a little bit. Go take a lunch or go for a walk. You can do your Options Weapons School in a week. These are all about an hour-ish each, maybe an hour and a half. Maybe watch them all in one day and then take a break and watch them all again the second day. I guarantee you will pick up different things the next time you watch it. Okay. Who's this? Oh, Utah, former Blue Angel FedEx guy, knew nothing about options. After he joined in 20 days, he's up 15 grand on a 40 grand account. Isn't that awesome? Knew zero about options. He was like, my FedEx directed this, and I see your videos and I want to start. Boom. Utah's doing some great work. Okay. Another testimonial, who cares? Solo Amazon, folks, my other briefs, if you total them up, are 167 a month, but if you do just one stock, it can be a cheaper service. So 970 a year, or you didn't learn this week or today, I clearly failed, but I'm pretty sure you failed if you didn't learn anything, because we were chock full of information. But how about you simplify your trading concept? I didn't cover this for the sake of time, but we also in this service trade XLY. Why? Because 25% of this ETF is Amazon. The second holding in this ETF is Tesla. I would buy XLY today with both hands. Charles signed up via support, $29.95 American Express. Thank you, Charles. Then that not part of, this is the gateway drug, right? This is the gateway drug if you just want to dip your toe in the Top Gun Options water. But after Charles was not on my list of people, so that means we have one more full throttle annual membership. Let me give you that link. Don't be that guy that writes like tomorrow, like, okay, now I'm ready. I'll see you next quarter. Folks, we can't have over 200 people. That's why we only took 50. We take 50 each time. Questions, concerns, oh, by the ways, I will put the replay from this brief on this page. The replay from all the other briefs are on this page. Okay, so this is the way to go. All right, folks, full throttle week, done. Solo Amazon, done. I got to go. I forgot that preliminary mishap did come out. Now I got to go read it real quick before I jump on Fox 9. Awesome. Good stuff, folks. All right, I got to go. Like I said, make sure you're following our YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, I post a lot of free content on there. Oh, and before I forget, a couple people emailed me. I didn't have time yesterday in the accelerated retirement brief to give you or tell you about our Maverick Mind product. But if you want to microdose, you've heard about microdosing. We have our own microdosing product. We have Maverick Mind, Morning Brief, and Night Trap. I didn't have any time to cover that, but for the people who asked, here's the link. Microdosing after my healing with psychedelic assisted therapy, this stuff keeps me nice and leveled, man, and I sleep like a baby. So order your Maverick Mind products on there. And then for people who are asking about merch, it's on this website as well. because everybody likes our Gucci merch. Okay, sorry I didn't have time to talk about that yesterday. I was too focused on trading. But there's the link to the merch as well. It's all on the Maverick Mind site. Okay. Any other questions, concerns? Oh, by the ways, I'm done, man. Like Seinfeld or George Costanza, I am out of here. I don't like working this hard, man. Full throttle week is a lot of work for me. I like just hanging out with my members, shooting some snipers, taking a couple trades, long-term invest, out, go live life. I don't sit here 8 hours a day, man. We have life to live. But this week, live, I showed you 75 or I'm sorry, 6,700 bucks in S&P 500 profit. I can drag you up to the profit river, man. If you don't want to drink, maybe some other time you can join. Okay. All right, folks. Good. Will I post the bull put Stan? Yes, in the solo Amazon thread. I need to look at that a little bit more closer though. Which one I want to do? I might do the aggressive one, Stan, but that's me. But that's also why I brief both of them. I like things a little spicy, because Amazon should hang out until April 2nd. So I like a little spicy, but the 187.5 is a little bit more conservative, Stan. But yeah, let me go prepare for this Fox 9 hit at 2:30. I got to get going. If you got questions in between, Brees, welcome aboard, man. Use your app, and then you can talk to me in here, man. Ask me questions and everything like that. I get an alert whenever somebody posts something in here to me. You just at me, right? You just at me. If you want to at me, folks, Wiz, boom. Hey, Wiz, got a question for you, and I'll get an alert. Again, nobody does this, folks. You know, good luck emailing support to try and get a hold of a trader or something like that. Okay. All right, guys, I got to go. Have a great rest of your day. Fights on. Namaste and basi. Wiz and Full Throttle and Solo Amazon out. I'll see you Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern for all my new Solo Amazon folks. All right, God bless and cheers. Talk to you guys later. Thanks.